So prior to starting the program with Tekla, I did not have really real knowledge of Reiki. So friends had recommended it and I had heard of it, but I really had no knowledge. So I came in as a beginner, and I still really feel like I'm a beginner in it. Tekla is an incredible teacher, and started up the group was awesome with me, just in that I had no knowledge. So I came in, I was the only one in the group with really no knowledge, and they were very supportive of that and helped walk me through it. I'm in long-term recovery myself from addiction. And this is just another level. In being in long-term recovery, I realize that it's really a peeling of the onion, and you continue to learn and grow as you go. This past year really put a lot of pressure on my recovery, or just peace of mind, really. And so it was recommended and suggested that I would join this group and not only learn Reiki, but also be in community with other women that were supportive as well during this time. So the first weekend were really kind of the basics, and just how do we protect ourselves from outside energy and ground ourselves in that practice. So one of the very first practices was journaling, starting to journal. And I had already been journaling, but had, again, during COVID and this lockdown over the last 18 months or so, had really put some of those things off. It wasn't a daily practice anymore. So got back into that daily practice of doing that. Also recognizing that I'm a beginner. So one of our daily practices was to recognize that we were a beginner, and that we're all beginners in this circle, regardless if we have experience with Reiki or not, because each time we meet is going to be unique. At the beginning, it was trying to figure out how will this work? How is it going to work for me? I mean, right away, I had the experiencing of being able to set the boundaries and having real experience in going to work and putting those boundaries in place prior each time I went, and that worked, right? So that was the good news, is that I actually felt different and it worked. And so it was like in my head checking off the boxes that, okay, I'm on the right path. One of the challenges was just getting in the nightly coming to group in the nightly meeting. Nights that I was tired or traveling or something else was a challenge. But how I broke through is just, if I want something different, then I'm going to do something different. Because Reiki was new to me overall, I was just grateful for the connection. So I was grateful I didn't have any negative impact of learning it via Zoom. And since we started, I've done it in person as well. And to be honest with you, I just don't have really a preference. I mean, while it's great to see Tekla live, it certainly has been effective via Zoom as well. And with everything going on and people, joining us from other states and other locations, Zoom has been a lifesaver to me. And it's been part of that way of, in a year of isolation, really being able to still meet new women and be together and grow and learn together. So Zoom to me has been a good thing. I really feel like the weekly check-ins are awesome. And I was so grateful that they continue on past the 4 months. So I think that was a question at the beginning, of the program. Do we want these to continue? But we wanted them to continue. I'm a spiritual person, but I also happen to be a Christian. So I'm a Christian spiritual person, but I'm open and to everything. So at the beginning, everyone was like, well, how are you going to do this? Or what is this about? But in my faith, and the faith that I walk, who I am, incorporates all kinds of things, right? I certainly believe in the energy and the flow of energy and boundaries. And I have enough humility to know that my way is not the only way. It's what's comfortable for me. But whatever path anyone takes to find their peace and their freedom, and, but I think because of the perspective that I have and where I come from and what my beliefs are to me, it's all good. It's all good. This crazy life, if we can figure out what gives us, peace and love and understanding and growth, then I'm in. You're just too sensitive. You're too sensitive. I got that my whole life. And really it is true. It is, I am sensitive, and, right, wrong, or indifferent. I don't know why I'm made the way I am, but I know that I have great empathy and great compassion. But at the same time, I've really needed the tools to protect myself from others' energy because I can be very affected by it. I work in the field of addiction as well. And so part of that is protecting myself from others' trauma. I'm an empath, so protecting myself from others' trauma and addiction, and the struggles that they're going through, empathizing, but not taking that energy on as my own. I've been the type that if you cut, I bleed. And learning these tools have helped me tremendously.